Hello everyone. I'm I'm hoping that I'm audible and you can listen to me. So this is all about GATB 2020 and how you can prepare in the last month. You know that almost 1 month is left for GATB 2020. So it's high time for preparation, right? So we need to understand how you can prepare for GATB 2020, and that's our goal right now. Yep, I hope my voice is clear. Yep. So for people who are watching this video for the first time, let me tell you, I have a comprehensive GATB 2020 series in Unacademy platform or in this YouTube channel. So definitely check it out after this video. But today what we are going to talk about is how to crack GATB in 1 month. Like what would be the last month strategy, right? So if you are online, feel free to ask question as we go. Now let me tell you what is GATB 2020. Initially this examination was conducted by JNU and known as JNU CEB. So now what happened, this exam is conducted by Regional Center for Biotechnology and this is known as GATB. From 2020 it would be conducted by this institute. So a couple of new institute has been incorporated in this particular examination. So the examination syllabus has changed. So don't look at the dates right now because it was the old notification. So the dates has changed to 3rd October right now. So once upon a time, I also qualified JNU CEB, which was GATB that time. Right now, I can tell you that I got a rank of like 002, like single digit rank, right? And I'll share you all the secrets that how I got this rank. So how is it possible to get this rank? How much preparation is required? How much tactics is required? How much strategy is required? It's all about the strategy, I would say. And so stay tuned till the end because I'll be sharing my strategy with you and you can also get these kind of ranks. Doesn't matter. It's very easy. Okay. So guys, let me tell you first that what are the changes in exam pattern, syllabus, etc. because you need to know. I hope you all already know that because previously I have talked about it, but I'll remind you or refresh your memory once more. So then we'll talk about how to tackle this drastic change in 1 month because right now we have 1 month in our hand. So how to tackle these things or manage time to get it. So a comprehensive planner is given in this video. So stay tuned till the middle of this video because we are going to talk about the plan, what you can do for the new part, what you can do about these dramatic change. So stay tuned. Okay, so let me tell you the first thing first. Exam paper would be obviously a computer based exam, so there is no pen and paper based exam, very easy. So at least it's great because in pen and paper based exam, once you circle a MCQ, you have no option to change it, but here you can select and deselect. That's the great part, I must say. So then we'll talk about the analysis of the question papers and the exam pattern. Okay, but pattern might be changing this year, so you have to be prepared for the worst. Okay, so let me tell you about the question paper analysis. So there would be part A, which would have 60 multiple choice questions. So you already know this, but this is a refresher. We are getting towards the point where we talk about the new additions. Okay, so there would be physics, chemistry, mathematics, and biology. All of these 4 subjects asked in part A, and total marks in the part A would be 60. That means 1 marks per question, and there would be every correct answer you would get like 1 marks. Every wrong answer you would be having a negative marking of 1.5, like 50% negative marking. Stay like very like calm in this particular part. You have to put your step carefully because 50% negative mark is quite a lot. Okay guys, so stay tuned till I tell you that how to really strategize your game. The part B would also have 60 multiple choice question, and you have a choice of 100 question. Among 100 question you have to choose 60 multiple choice questions. Okay, and these questions would be initially there was physics, chemistry, mathematics, biology questions, but these days part B would be exclusively biology. Previously they used to give from biology, physics, chemistry, maths, but right now it would be totally biology. Now here there would be 3 marks question and 1 mark would be deducted. So 1/3 negative marking, lower negative marking. But see, the marks is higher. So the game is towards biology, right? So if you know biology well, the game is towards you. It's beneficial this year, also competitive. So let me tell you the syllabus. So telling you the old syllabuses, the classical ones, obviously there would be microbiology and virology, cell biology and cell signaling communication, molecular biology and recombinant DNA technology. There would be fundamentals of biochem and metabolism. There would be immunology, genetics, and the techniques that are frequently used in biology. So these things that you can see in the screen is super duper important. And you already knew about these things, that these are going to come, and these are overlapping with IIT-JAM or many other MSc level entrance syllabus. So already you have an idea about these things. Okay, so this is not which is taking your sleep away. But the thing that is taking your sleep away is the new topics, which includes basic bioinformatics, bioengineering and principle of bioprocessing, animal and plant tissue culture methods. So these things are taking your sleep away. Okay, that is why I'll tell you how to tackle these parts. First of all, let me tell you, these things are actually 30% of your syllabus, these topics. Okay, now 70% of your syllabus is already known to you, you are prepared for that, but only 30% is unknown. Remember, in the last part you have to answer 60 question out of 100, right? So 60% is your choice. Obviously, I think if you don't even practice this thing, big difference would not occur, depending how much question they are giving. So nobody knows how much question they are going to give. But I would not suggest that you don't prepare for these parts. I would tell you how to prepare, where to prepare. But I'll tell you, I was telling you the big deal. Don't make it a big deal, because already this is only the 30% in your syllabus which has changed. 70% is remaining the same, right? So in the basic bioinformatics, they have included topics like major bioinformatics search tools such as NCBI, the databases, the protein databases, the database for DNA, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so the basic biomolecular sequence formatting, like so all of your FASTA format and many other formats are, you have to know a little bit. Coding matrices that are used, hidden Markov model, these kind of models you need to you need to have understanding a little bit. Okay, how to do sequence alignment, blast, these things which are kind of like bioinformatics 101, which was not included previously, but I'm really happy that they have included these things, because this is super important. Okay, then data mining and analytical tools for genomic or proteomic studies, these things are new topics. After that, you have to do molecular dynamics simulation, sometimes like protein-protein interaction, protein-nucleotide interaction, how to look at these things. These are also in the syllabus. Coming to the bioengineering and bioprocessing, this is well known to the people who are doing undergrad in their biotechnology. So they know what is bioprocessing, bioengineering, the steps for that, upstream, downstream processing, bioprocesses, etc. It is well known to them. So they would already have an advantage point. But don't worry if you don't know about all of these things. I'll tell you why. Because I have a comprehensive course in Unacademy which you can avail. And you can see that it's shown in the bottom that you can, like it can show, it is shown in the bottom, you can join the crash course and it would be very beneficial for you. Then there is an animal and plant tissue culture method, which is also new, and this topic was not previously there into this much extent. So this is a problem, and I have a specialized course for animal and plant tissue culture, which is in the Unacademy's Plus platform. So obviously with my course and a little bit of training, question solving, you can ace it. So you now know that how to handle these new topics. Why these new topics are added? Because there were many institutes which are conducting MSc in agricultural biotechnology or bioinformatics, etc. So they have to put some amount of things that they want them to be a selection criteria. For example, an institute who is performing a bioinformatics masters, who is conducting a bioinformatics masters, so they need the students to have some amount of idea about the bioinformatics. The student should not be a blank canvas, right? So in order to do that, they have chosen these kind of like restructuring of the syllabus. Bioengineering and bioprocessing and animal plant tissue culture, these are important nowadays because there is an increasing trend that these institutes or MSc programs are promoting you towards an industrial setup. So in order to understand how industry works, why don't you have an idea from the very beginning? It would be really beneficial for you. So all of these things are important, right? Now let me tell you the planner. Before I tell you about Unacademy courses or anything, I'll tell you the planner. So already you have some constants and some variables. The constants are the old things, the 70% of the syllabus that you know. And the variables are the new syllabus. So nobody knows what would come from the new part. So everything is speculation based, right? So let's put the new syllabus aside and let's talk about the old one. So four parts are super important: cell biology, molecular biology, biochemistry, and microbiology. These four parts are super important. Now question is how you can prepare within 1 week and how much time you need to spend on what topics. So here you can see a chart of things and the topics. So this is done by the help of previous year's analysis, trends, and a lot of background research. So you can trust on this part. So obviously I would say the most of the questions that are asked from cell biology are from cell division, cell cycle, cancer, cell signaling, etc. So 1 and 2 are most important. So obviously you might have an idea about that, but while revising, spend a little bit more time on that. So spend 2 days each while revising that. Then talking about the membrane organelles, ER, Golgi, mitochondria, lysosome, etc., which you already know, and they have typical question types. By the way, each time you want to understand what are the previous year question on these topics, these major topics, I have already lectures present in this particular channel. So subscribe Unacademy's YouTube channel and click on my profile to look at what are the previous mock tests that or the previous year question where I have solved. Okay. So that would give you a comprehensive idea. You can also follow me in various other social media, but do subscribe this channel. Now you would have other residual topics, which is not so much important. So spend half a day, the rare topics that is not really asked. So you would get to know what are the important topics once you start practicing the questions. So that is why I'm saying go to the questions. The question link would be given in the description or in the I button. So go to those links. Okay. Okay. Now planning for biochemistry. This is crucial. Okay. Now planning for biochemistry is important because biochemistry is one of the things that they are going to ask like anyway. So you cannot evade biochemistry or not prepare biochemistry. So first there is a biochem 101, like the structure of protein, nucleic acid, fat, lipid, etc. So those things you need to do, and they ask simple question from that, but a little bit informative side. So these are not really conceptual, these are a little bit informative. So that is why this part is important and you need to study that. Spend 1.5 to 2 days on that. Then structure and several function of vitamins and their deficiencies, super duper important because they are going to ask question on that. Vitamin deficiencies, vitamin names, their names along with their coenzymes that they derive from vitamins. These things are something which are asked frequently in any exams. Then enzymology, another really important topic. Enzymology means they ask analytical questions, mostly Michaelis-Menten kinetics based or kind of a inhibition kinetics, etc. Competitive, non-competitive inhibition, uncompetitive inhibition, etc. I would have a enzymology course in Unacademy already. So there would be metabolism. So for metabolism, this is a nightmare for people because so much thing to cram in. Actually, it is simple. Because in my Unacademy course, I have shown how you can grasp metabolism within a very short span of time. It's very easy. Actually, it looks very difficult, but very easy from inside. And people have watched these videos like anything and they got benefit out of it. So if you're thinking that, okay, I am pretty weak in biochemistry. By the way, I was very weak in biochemistry. Biochemistry was my nightmare. So obviously, if you are thinking that you are weak like me, you can improve by taking the Unacademy subscription and watching these complete course on biochemistry. Obviously, there would be some residual topics, but not very important. Let me give you an example. Nucleotide metabolism, not really important for GATB or IIT-JAM. So obviously you can ignore that, or a little bit give a quick reading or something in the last part. But you know the important topic, and these topics are actually sort of like ordered in a priority order. Okay, so this is my suggestion, I would say. Okay, then planning molecular biology, it's another important thing. Like molecular biology is one of the very important subjects that you need to know. Okay, so planning for molecular biology is important. You need to know where do they ask question from. So first and foremost thing, they ask question from central dogma. A lot and lot of question from central dogma. Okay, transcription, replication, especially the inhibitors of transcription, everything is already covered in Unacademy. You can also watch the free courses, so download the app right now, which would help and augment your preparation. Transcription factors, transcriptional regulation, especially lac-operon, trip-operon, these kind of things, or eukaryotic regulation like nucleosome remodelers, nucleosomes, histone modifications. These are favorite question for them. So this part they can always ask. Okay, then there would be, you should focus on lac-operon or trip-operon separately. Okay, because I would say most of the cases whenever they talk about gene expression regulation, they talk about lac-operon or trip-operon. So this is very important. Then techniques in molecular biology, it's kind of a sector inside this molecular biology, but you need to know, for example, radio labeling techniques, PCR methods, western blot, northern blot, southern blot, uh, chromatographic methods. So you should consider that as a total different sector, but you can like broadly classify it under molecular biology. While preparing for molecular biology, you need to ensure that you are preparing for that as well. So this is super important. Lastly, microbiology. This microbiology, why I kept last in this whole preparation segment, because microbiology is very informative. If you prepare it for the first time, then what happens? You might miss out important details, and you might forget important information, etc., etc. So that is why microbiology I kept in the last. So bacterial cell wall, cell structure, etc. Focus on the cell wall components. These things are crucial. One day is enough for that, I think. Bacteria and food processing, bacteria, archibacterial comparison and eubacterial comparison is very important. Staining method, how they are separated, how they are isolated in a lab settings, these things are important. Then antibiotic resistance, toxins, these things would be super duper important for you guys. Coming to virus, viral structure, viral classification, etc. is important. Mode of replication inside the body is also important. So with immunology and virology, you have to have a combination. Now immunology, I didn't talk about it because immunology is generally asked in an elementary level, so don't worry, immunology is not so difficult at that point. But this year, since there is a COVID outbreak, they might have some question from COVID. It's my gut feeling that they would have some question on COVID, either their structure, replication type, or a combined immunology and microbiology type question they might have. So be prepared for that. In order to know more about COVID, I have several classes in Unacademy's open platform. This is free of cost. Go there, watch it, because in those classes I have talked about how COVID pathophysiology works, how COVID infects our body, how our body fight backs, what exactly happens inside, the biology behind it. Also, I talked about the newly developed vaccines by Oxford and many other companies. So all of these vaccination, viral infection, how body fight against viral infection is already covered in my free platform, in the Unacademy's free platform. Download the app, watch those lectures for your own preparation. Okay. Okay, so this is the course catalog that I used to offer in Unacademy. So you can see this is the whole set of lectures and courses that is already present in Unacademy. You take the subscription, you can quickly look at all of these things. And this would be super helpful, especially the complete course on biotechnology. What you can see here, the complete course on biotechnology, and especially you can see plant and animal tissue culture. There is a crash course on JNU-CEB. These things are super duper important for you. Now, these would include physiology, genetics, a little bit of it. But I will tell you, if you want to really finish it within 1 month, you can see this is in a finishable format. There is 40 lessons here and about 10 lessons here. So total 50 to 60 lessons you have to cover up within a 30-day of span. It is doable. And you can see there are mock tests that you can also give. So you can see here is a mock test for GATB. You can already go to the platform. It is totally free and you can give this mock test. and see your own preparation, check your own preparation. Okay guys, lastly I'll tell you 5 mistakes that you should not do while preparing. First of all, reading from multiple sources. This is totally prohibited. Don't do it. If you read from multiple sources right now, you're gone. So stick to your one particular resource that you use. Doesn't matter what resource you use. It matters that what resource you are comfortable with. And always remember, you have to do active learning. Not doing active learning is a big mistake at this point, because otherwise it would be a time waste. You cannot afford to waste time in this moment. Studying only biology, not practicing maths, physics, chemistry is another mistake. And poor management of time. So already I gave you a management of time. Each day if you spend a little bit of time, it would be totally done, right? So management of time is crucial at this point. And not sleeping, that's the biggest mistake. Okay, there is an exam after 30 days, who cares? You need to sleep. You need to keep yourself going. So remember always, slow but steady wins the race. So obviously you need to be slow, but you need to be steady enough. Okay, the biggest mistake is don't study aimlessly. Don't mug up. Yeah, there is some information. You have to keep the information aside and make sure that you can get back to those things and really sort of like recall the thing. So you have to encode and recall. This is the whole thing. I'll tell you how you can boost your learning process. First of all, once you start learning with Unacademy, you have to solve things as you go. You have to respond to the educator. You have to get engaged with the lectures. So all of these things would ensure that your preparation is active. You have gone to that active learning status, not a passive learning where you start learning and you sleep. So Unacademy gives you a group study like feeling. So there is leaderboard, there is a poll that is happening all the time. So you would get a group study like feeling. You would also get to see how your peers are doing with respect to them. Where do you stand? So that would already give you a feedback mechanism to do better. Then the biggest do's and don'ts. Concept should be very much clear. You should also give some time for physics, chemistry. At least every day you should practice maths for half an hour, because these formulae people forget in the last time in the pressure. But what you should not do is spend all of your time reading biology. Don't read aimlessly. Don't be afraid of maths. This is important. And lastly, you should be having a weekly planner. Otherwise, you would only do the talking. You would not do the thing. So at the end of week, you should know what you have achieved in this week. Okay. So that is the best part about Unacademy, because the weekly structured program would help you to analyze your progression towards this exam. As you go, Unacademy would tell you that what is your preparation status. Okay. Lastly, you must be wondering that how to make notes. Right now, what you need to do as you go along, as you see some information that this is a repetitive information they are asking in this exam. So what you need to do, keep a side note for that, and once you go for the exam, you need to revise that part. So obviously, your notes is the most important part. Summarize your textbook or concepts in your own words, because that what would be very crucial for you. It would remind you. My notes or my things would not help you because you have not made it, right? So this is the important part. Now, once you give practice tests in Unacademy's platform, it would help you to first enhance your time management. You know what to do in what point of time, because it's competitive exam, right? You need to do a time management. And this online setup would give you a very good transition from a pen and paper based test. Remember, your last test was probably a pen and paper test. So obviously it would give you an idea of online test, and also it would boost your concept and boost your like feelings and your Obviously, let's tell you how your brain works. So your brain first encodes things, and then what happens when you recall that you have learned the things that you have learned, your memory is created, right? So obviously, overall goal is to think what you have learned so far. Each step, track your progression. So that is how you can create long-term memory. Okay, if you want to create long-term memory, make your memory strengthening, you have to do two things. The golden rule: first encode, second you need to retrieve, and lastly you practice, keep on practicing in a spaced interval fashion. Okay, so that would make your memory to a long term one, and it would be stored for a long term, and it would be really helpful for examination. And if you don't sleep, that's detrimental, because it has been now proved that if you don't sleep, memory encoding is interfered and you initiate the process of forgetting. Okay, so that's a bad thing. Not sleeping makes you a zombie, not a good student. So another thing that you can do, recall things just before you sleep. This is crucial tips, okay? Because it has been seen many times, if you recall things or recall information just before you sleep, you encode it better. It has been proven scientifically right now. I have tried it, you should try it. And let's say you have learned a couple of things from Unacademy's platform, and now before just going to sleep, just recall that I have learned this thing, that thing in this day, and I have achieved this thing in a particular day. So it would really help you to track your progress. Okay, some quick tips. Obviously, basic concept would be clear. It is the first and foremost tips I should give. Second, daily practicing of MCQ at this point is important, and choose wisely at the exam day, because right now what you do in the exam hall really determines your future. You might be an excellent person right now, but in the exam hall you are not able to bring that out, then that would be a big problem. So obviously in the exam hall you have to be very, very careful what to leave, what to answer, how much to get negative on, how much to take a risk for. These things only you can devise your custom strategy. You can work on that. Okay, and this is kind of like a, like, what should I say, instantaneous decision in the examination hall based on the depth of the questions or difficulty levels. Okay, so getting negative is a big no. Don't get negative, because your rank would be like, in greed of number, your rank would be like backwards if you do a lot of negative. So leave questions but don't do negative. That's the biggest tips from my side, I would say to you. Okay, so subject weightage, already you know that in case of biology what are important. I have already shown it previously, so it's a quick analytics. Now this physics, chemistry, math weightage that I am showing right now, it was previous year analytics, so it won't hold true this year. So this year it would be a surprise. I really don't know what would be there, but obviously they have an inclination more towards organic and physical chemistry based on previous data. This year we don't know. So, and maths, calculus, coordinate geometry, algebra and statistics, they are favorite for exam point, from an examiner's point of view. Let's talk about the resources that you can use for the last moment. If you are familiar with these two books and you are using these two books, stick to it. If you haven't yet taken these MCQ books in consideration, please order these MCQ books and practice from them. Now you can use these JEE Main Mathematics, Physics and Chemistry in 40 days series, because it has a planner. So you go and you know in 40 days you have to cover these things. These are great. I used it. Basic textbooks like Leninger, Lodish, Microbiology, Cell Biology, etc. textbooks would be very useful. But if you are already familiar with it, if you haven't yet learned from these textbooks and now you are starting, it would be totally wastage. But if you have started using these textbooks and you are comfortable with these textbooks, then this would be super duper useful, okay, to you guys. Then lastly, let me tell you the Bible. The Bible is actually Leninger's Biochemistry. This is the Bible for you. And they directly take question from Leninger and put it in the exam. So this is like NCRT, just like NCRT is important for NEET, Leninger's Biochemistry is important for all these MSc level entrance examination. These series of books, microbiology, molecular biology, immunology, biochemistry, these BIOS instant notes, these are super useful. I have personally used it and these are great. Now guys, the biggest problem while preparing happens is like, when you go for a college or a tuition class, you think the lectures are not engaging, boring, right? So you wish the lecture should be a little bit more interesting, little bit more engaging. That is your wish, right? That is why you go to tuition and you waste a hell lot of money. But ultimately you gain very less, because first of all flexibility is low and tuition is just like another college. So it gives you a headache, a burn in your pocket. But what if you have something which is cost effective, at the same time very much flexible? So study with Unacademy, which is flexible. You can study whenever you want, wherever you want, with Unacademy's learning platform, which is awesome. and you have to pay a very nominal amount to get a subscription. It would give you a, first of all, it would give you a group study like feeling. Second of all, the subscription is followed shown here. So you can see if you take a 1 month subscription, it's only 1800 rupees. If you use my code AP10, you would get an instant 10% discount, so your 2000 becomes 1800. And if you are preparing for next year, 12-month subscription would cost you as low as 800 rupees per month. I mean, what could be as lower as this thing? Your weekly fast food budget would be greater than your weekly education budget. So Unacademy is providing education almost for free. So you can get at least hundreds of lecture per month using this money. So it is totally on you how you can use this platform. It's a huge resource. How you can use this platform, it's up to you. So obviously I would recommend a 12-month subscription, and let's say I'm taking 18 classes and 4 doubt clearing sessions, etc. Total is, let's say, 22 to 24 classes, and that means the cost per class is basically 40 rupees to 50 rupees. And right now there would be more courses, so it would be like 20 rupees you pay for one class. 20 rupees is a price for an egg roll or maybe a chicken patties. A chicken patties cost more than 20 rupees. So obviously this is super duper cheap, way lesser than your fast food budget. Great. The best and the most important thing about Unacademy is you can use their live interface to solve questions. Okay. And let me tell you, there are two kind of thing in the plus platform as well. There is a free classes, there is a paid classes. The free classes you can avail when once you download the app, you go to educator's profile, you can see what are the free classes that they provide. And the paid classes, you have to take the subscription. And but guys, it's worth it to take the subscription because things are structured. These courses would guide you and take you along. Once you're confused, these courses would be your guide in this journey, right? So obviously do consider of taking paid subscription. Obviously, once you give more exams, it would keep you more confident in the day of exam. So thanks for listening to my talk, and you can always use my code AP10 to get a 10% discount, instant discount, and feel free to join Unacademy at any point of time. So don't forget to like, share and subscribe Unacademy's YouTube channel because quite a lot of important resources are given in this YouTube channel. So subscribe the YouTube channel, press the bell icon and share it with your friends, share it in all of your social media if you are finding these kind of videos very useful and informative, right guys? Thanks for listening to me.